Hi there, welcome back. So in the last movie we have created this document setup for our letterhead, and now in this movie let's go ahead and design our letterhead. And here you can see actually we have created this particular two artboard here, and I'm not going to design a two letterhead. I'm just going to design a single letterhead, this one, and I'm going to place here content, and one is going to be without content. So one is going to be like how it's going to look when I'm not going to place any content here, and one is going to be with content. So we'll actually have both idea at the same time, with content and without content. Great. So now let's go ahead and design our letterhead. So for that, what I'm going to do here, basically I'm going to hit Ctrl 0 to bring this artboard here, and I just get back to here, and I'm going to bring my logo here. This is actually uncoated color logo, so we can easily print on any standard sheet of paper. This is really going to be fine. So first of all, what I'm going to do here, basically let me just go ahead and just hold on my Control and space bar, and I can simply just go ahead and I can just go to here, and I'm going to bring this upside here at the very front here. See here, and now what I'm going to basically here, I can just grab this logo and I need to place it somewhere so it's look really nice here. Well, I'm going to place my all content below this guide, right? So now I can simply just get back to here. You can see I'm still inside this safe zone area, and this is really important. You need to stay into safe zone. So I can just go to here, and now I can see I can easily just place it here. You can see that's great. So you can see here actually I placed my logo here, and later we can actually modify it if we need to modify it, right? Great. So yeah, there's actually our logo. If you want, you can just go ahead and just make it a little bit small here. That is also fine here. So it's all about how it's actually gonna look. So let me just go to here, and I'm going to place here my website name. Well, if you want, you can just place it here. If you don't want, then it's really up to you. So I come back to later this one, right? So yeah, that's gonna be fine here. So yeah, this is very simple. I just placed my logo here. Let me just place it a little bit up here. There we go. It's perfect. And now this is actually our logo. And here I'm going to add my address here, because we definitely need to include our address in order to, like, if our customer or our clients want to reach to us, then it can be easy to reach them to us, right? So what I'm going to do here, basically actually I already have address here. This is actually not a real address, it's a fake address, but this is actually, I'm going to go ahead and grab it from here, and I'm going to paste it here. Well, you can see we need to stay into safe zone area, so I can just go ahead, grab this guy, tag tool, and what I can do basically here, if you want, you can just go ahead and create a simple text box, like stay into this one, but I'm going to just include it from here. So I'm going to just stay here inside this two grid here, and Control V to paste all of it here, and there we go. So this is our text here. I can just go ahead, hit Control A, and this is Marriott Pro. Let me just turn into Arial here, because this is actually the font we are using here. This is going to be a sample, I mean normal one here, regular, right? And you can see this is actually sticking to this particular line here. Let me just push it down here. So 1 2 3, there we go. This is down here. You can see this is actually coming with this logo very well. Great, that's what exactly I want here, and this is perfect, I guess. Let me just make it this much big here. Great. So now let me just go ahead, hit Control 0 and see how it looks. So I just go ahead and hit Control semicolon to hide my guides here. You can see actually that address is stick to here. I don't want to that. Let me just go ahead and bring my guide back. Let me just once again zoom in here, and I'm going to click this one, and I'm going to bring it here. So there we go. It's the same distance as this logo I placed here. So there we go. This is perfect, I guess. Yeah, perfect. So now this is actually my address here. So Rahul Giri, the GS interview building, Mumbai Fort, and Maharashtra 400509, right? This is actually a fake address, really. Obviously I'm not going to place here my real address. Okay, fine. Let me just bring it down here. That's perfect, right? Great. So now we need to include like the address of the guy we actually sending here. So we can just go ahead simply include here address. So actually I have another address, and this is actually one of my friend, that name is Luca Prosperi. He's from Italy, the Da Vinci colony, but obviously I have made some changes here. I know this is the Prosperi building in Milano, and this is a very fake. You can actually guess it. So yeah, that's fake, so I'm going to just include it here. So I can simply just get back to here, and I include it in here. This is actually gonna be from here. So yeah, actually let me just go ahead and just undo it by placing my Control Z, and here I'm going to place it here. There we go. So if you want to include the address of your client, you can just go ahead, simply just include it. It's really fine. I can just paste it here, and I'm just going to align it left here, but you can see it's aligning only one line. So let me just Control Z to undo it and Control A to select all of it, and then I can hit this left one and it's going to align it here. There we go. This is perfect. Cool. So now this is the address of the client, so I can just go ahead and let me just shrink it down here. I'm going to just bring it here, so it's actually going to place, you know, this line, right? That's great. Look up Raspberry building. There we go. If I hit Control semicolon to hide my guide, you can see this looks fine, isn't it? Yeah, this is currently look fine here. So I can just go ahead, hit Control semicolon to bring my guide back. Let me just go to here and check out that what is actually the size of this, because this is a 12 pixel here. This is actually fine, but you can, if you want, you can just go ahead and make it like 10, I guess. Yeah, 10 is fine. Let me just go ahead and make this also 10 here, and yeah, there we go, 10. Let me first go ahead and see that how it's actually look in actual letterhead. So Control semicolon to hide my guide back, and Control 0 to bring my this particular sheet of paper here. You can see this is fine, but not that much good here, because of, you know, let's make this little bit big here. So yeah, Control space to, you know, bring my zoom in panel here, and I'm going to just click here to zoom in, and Control semicolon to bring my guide back. Let me just go ahead and just make this I guess 11, sorry, 11 here. Let's make it actually 12. So if you need to change it, we can change it later here. This really doesn't matter. 12 here, that's fine. Cool. And let me just go ahead and what I'm going to do basically here, I'm going to just, you know, make this color to be something like you can see it actually it's came back once again. So what you can do basically, you can just go ahead, hit this one and select all unused color and delete it from here. There we go, and now we have this color, so I can just go ahead, let me just select this one, see how it looks. So yeah, that's look fine. Cool. And actually, you know what, if you are just creating this particular, you know, placing here address, you can just go ahead and choose the black, but not the complete black. So what you can do basically, you can just get back to here and you can add some kind of you can see this is not complete black. That's great. So let me just go ahead, add here 2 2 2 2 2. There we go, 6 times 2, and I can simply just go ahead, copy this one, and I can just go ahead, hit OK. And now this is not a complete black, but it's really looking nice here. So I can just go ahead and I can simply just go ahead, paste it here, and there we go. So this looks fine here. Great. So let me just go ahead and hit here Control semicolon to see how it's look. Let me just click it out here and see. Yeah, this is fine. Great. So now if you want, you can actually add here subject if you want, right? And you can add here date. So let me just go ahead and add here date. So what I'm going to do basically here, I'm just going to grab this particular text box here. Let me just bring my guide back. Let me first click here, and yeah, this is fine. And let me just go to here once again, click outside, click here, and here I'm going to add my guide here. Well, if you want, like, you know, perfect aligning with this one, you can just go ahead and create another guide here. There we go. So I need the perfect alignment of this one, so I can just go ahead and just create from bleed to bleed here. Let's give it a stroke here, and there we go. Cool. So now what I can do basically here, I can simply just go to here and create here date, and date is gonna be like, you know, and let's give it a fake date here, so 23, and like it's gonna be like a November, and let's give it 2016. I guess it's fine, right? That's great. And you know, date is actually, this stuff is competing with this actual parameter here, so I can just go ahead simply and let me just change to something like this here. So yeah, that's fine. I can just go ahead, grab it from here, and I'm going to paste it here. I mean, actually I'm going to align it here. So there we go. This is actually our line here, and if you want, you can just go ahead, let me just place it a little bit up here, some around here, and I'm going to just place it a little bit up, and this is gonna be a little bit up here. There we go, perfect. So I can just go ahead, get rid of this guy. I don't want that now, so let me just go ahead and remove it. Now actually I place the date here. If you want to, like, you know, decrease its font size, you can just go ahead, do it. It's really up to you. And now what I can do basically here, I can simply just get back to here, and now I need subject here. Well, for the subject, what you can do basically here, you can just go ahead and simply create a simple text box from So I can simply, this is actually, you know what, I need to create another one, but this is not true. We need subject from here, so I can just go ahead and create a box from there to, I guess, this one right here we go. So we're actually going to place our subject content here, right there we go. So if that's gonna be a bigger subject, you can easily place it here, so this is fine for me. And yeah, obviously I can just go ahead, let me just go ahead and paste it some lorem ipsa tag here. So there's a website, and I can simply just go ahead, let me just copy simply, like, you know, this stuff. This is actually perfect for subject here. I can just go ahead, paste it out here, and control A to just select it, and instead of regular I'm going to make it a narrow here, and there we go. And let's a little bit, you know, place it down here. So 11, 10, see how's look. Let me just make this 10, but not narrow here. Let's make it regular here, so it looks a little fine here. That's great. And here I'm going to add a subject, that, you know, word. So I can just go to here and click here. Let me just go ahead and add a subject, and this is gonna be, here we go, perfect. So this is gonna be like, you know, fine, I guess. Yeah, that's fine here. And you can simply just go ahead and place it here. There we go. There we go, subject. So here this is actually gonna great for subject here, so fine. I can just go ahead, let me just go ahead simply, and you know, this is actually subject, so if you want you can just go ahead, and this is actually competing with this actual color here, so you can just go ahead and you can just go ahead, sink it down here. There we go, and there we go. Now it's not competing with that. Great, cool. So yeah, that is really great. So now actually we got our subject here. Great. So yeah, that's really great. So control 0 to just bring this one, control semicolon to hide, and you can see here this is actually look really nice. Great. So now let me just go ahead, control spacebar to bring it once again, this particular part here. And here what I'm going to do basically, here you can just write here dear, you know, whatever, respected or anything like. So I just go ahead, let it write here dear, like, you know, Luca. So obviously Luca here. And yeah, you can actually just go ahead, write your, you know, expected, so, and whatever. Yeah, that's fine, right? So this is actually, you know, actual name. Now what I can do basically, I can just grab this one, and I can simply just go ahead and create a text box. This is not the right, but actually I need my content to be aligned to this particular row, so this is actually fine for me, I guess. Yeah, right. Well, if you need, you can create another you know, grid line here, so it's gonna be like, you know, stay very same here. So I'm just assuming it to be like, you know, create like this. This is fine. So you can see here, actually you can create based on, you can see this is actually a bottom here. Let me go up here a little bit, and what I need here basically, I need something like content to be, there we go. You can see actually at the bottom we need to include our signature, website name, phone number, etc. And yeah, this much content is enough for me, I guess. Yeah, that's enough for me. So I can just go ahead, hit this one, and there we go. This is actually our content area, and this content area is, I think, enough, right? Yeah, it's enough. So great. So now what I'm going to do basically, I'm going to get back to here, and I'm going to grab some lorem ipsum tag here. So lorem, and let me just grab full of here. I'm just going to paste it here. So there you go. And if you want, you can increase some tracking here. So if you think this is like, you know, really, you know, very compressed here, so it's really up to you. If you want, you can add some, like, you know, add some letter spacing, line height, etc. You can add it very easily here. So let's go ahead and just, you know, cut it down here. There we go. This is perfect. And I'm going to create once again another paragraph here. So it's gonna be like, you know, where is actually I think let me just paste it and see. Yeah, there we go. So I can just go ahead, and I think this much enough for me, I guess. Yeah, if you want to just, you know, place another extra here, you can just go ahead, place it here. It's really up to you here, but I think, yeah, that's enough for me. So let's go ahead and just place it down here. There we go, perfect. Now what you can do basically, you can just go ahead and adjust it. So you can just go ahead, let me just make this a 9 point here if you wish, and go to connector here. Let's add some kind of a tracking between like, you know, letter here. And yeah, obviously you can just go ahead and let me just just some line height here if you wish, right? uh, Great. There we go. This is actually look perfect, I guess. That's cool. If you want, you can just go ahead, and even you can just go ahead, and now this is actually, even if it's competing with this one, so you can just go ahead and let me just go to here swatches, and I can simply just go ahead and give it a this color. If you want, you can just give it any color you wish. If you want to just keep black here, it's really fine. It's really up to you. Just see know which one actually going to fit your needs very well here. So let me just go ahead, hit Control 0 and Control semicolon to hide my guides. You can see how it's actually look. So that's look fine. Yeah, that's look really fine here. So yeah, that's really look nice. Control spacebar. Let me just go ahead and bring this once again back, or I can simply let me just go ahead and hold my spacebar, bring it here, and Control plus 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 to little bit zoom in here. Let me just drag it here, and now I think this looks fine, isn't it? What do you think? Well, if this didn't look fine to you, then just go ahead and create your own, I mean any you wish, but this looks really fine for me. Yeah, this looks really interesting, and yeah, this is actually standing out here. You can just go ahead, let me just make this so 11 pixels, so it's gonna be a little small here, and yeah, that's great. So I think this is really nice. Great. So yeah, this is actually the content here, and I know that you can see this content is this much big, so you can just go ahead, create a more content if you have. And now what I'm gonna do here, basically you can see here, this is actually content here. So if you want, you can just go ahead and place your signature here, and if you want, you can place it here. It's really up to you. So let me just go ahead and see what's gonna fit here exactly. So I'm going to bring my guide back here, and what I'm going to do basically here, you can see this is actually our content area here. So what I can do here, basically I can just go ahead and place here my name or signature and anything else you want to include here. It's really up to you. So here actually I'm going to add regards here. So let me just go ahead and add here regards, because I'm not going to touch this area. This is actually gonna be a text content here. So I'm just go ahead, hit this one, and I'm just going to place here regards here. And obviously you can just go ahead and place whatever you like. So this is actually gonna be same here, right? So what I'm going to do basically here, I'm going to make it 10 point here. I'm in 10 pixel obviously, and I'm just going to convert it like this one. If you want, you can just go ahead, hit this one, and I think let me just keep this particular black color. I think it's really looking good, right? Okay, fine. So now here's the go. So now you can just go ahead and add here our signature or name, and then any contact information you want to get included, so your client can easily reach to you. So what will happen that let me just go ahead and first of all, that actually we have signature here already did in the horizontal business card and vertical business card design. So I can just go ahead and grab that horizontal business card here. There we go. And now we actually have included this signature here. You can see this is signature hour. So I can just go ahead, copy this one, and I'm going to just bring it here in letterhead, and I'm going to paste it here. So there we go. I just pasted it here, and let me just go ahead and increase it out here a little bit. Well, let me just go ahead and make this a little bit small here. Yeah, that's fine. And first of all, if you want to place your signature first, then you can just go ahead and paste it first, or you can simply just go ahead and paste your name first and then after signature. So what you can do basically, let me just go ahead and place my signature first here, and I'm going to just give it my name here. So Rahul Giri here. This is actually my name here, and you can just go ahead, let me just place it here, but this is not really nice. I can just go ahead and let me just go ahead and place into this parenthesis there. So this is gonna be my name here. That's fine, I guess, right? Cool. And I can simply just go to here, and let me just here add my information. So I can just go ahead and just add here like instructor, or again that web designer and all that stuff, like instructor, or you can simply just go ahead and place it here, like I'm not going to add my contact number and all the information here, but if you want, you can just go ahead and include it. It's really up to you. Here I'm going to add my Twitter handle, because this is actually the place I just be active almost every time, so you can just easily reach to me via this Twitter. This is a really great place. So yeah, actually I'm just going to add here my Twitter handle, and this is instructor. That's it. And my name here, Now I think I have all the information I need to place here. Yeah. If you want to include your website address here, you can just go ahead add here the jsinterview.com, or you can simply, if you want to add here a contact number, easily include your contact information. Here I need to place a premium addition here, which actually placed into my this particular sorry, here you can see. So let me just go ahead and just add it here. So I can just go ahead, grab my this rectangle tool here, and because this is actually letterhead, let me just go ahead and create this much big here. And you can see here, let me first of all let me just hit control semicolon to hide my guide here, control minus or simply control 0 to just bring this one. You can see this is actually very big here. Well, if you want that much big, you can just keep it same, but if you want to decrease it, you can decrease it. It's really up to you. I think let me just decrease it. So what I can do basically here, here I'm just going to grab this one, and here what I'm going to basically here, let me just go ahead and decrease it. So I can just click this one, and let me just actually, I'm going to make it 0.5 height. You can see now it is 0.59. so let me just go to 0.5. I say 0.5 is actually, here we go. This is fine for me. I can just go ahead, click this one, and you know what, if you want to include your contact information, you can include it in center here, if that is really important to you. That is really great. Cool. So yeah, I just go ahead, hit this one, and I'm going to just give it to this color. Obviously I'm using this color, so there we go. And I'm going to click this one here. I'm going to add here premium addition. There we go. And I can just go ahead, grab this one, and I'm going to just bring it here. And again, I'm going to just make this white, right? Obviously. And let me bring my guide back so I can easily center it out here. And I'm going to increase its tracking, and also I'm going to make it bold here. So first of all, let me just make it bold here. Let me just make this size to be 12 here. That's great. And let me just increase tracking to be something like we actually did increase this tracking to be 800 in logo. So let me just make this 1000 here. See how it actually looks, how big it is. So I'm just going to make this 1000 here. Let me just place it somewhere around here. Yeah, now it's actually, see, it's in center here. Let me just hide my guide here, control semicolon, and say how it's look. Premium addition. Yeah, that's look fine here, but let me just make this tracking to be 800 because this is too, there's a lot of tracking here. So hit enter, and now you can see premium edition. Let me just bring it here first of all. So there we go. Yeah, here we go. So control semicolon to hide my guide, and now you can see, yeah, now it's look really fine for me. See, control 0, and now you can see it's looking really nice. Premium edition. Cool. Let me just go ahead and make this regular instead of bold. See how it's actually look, right? Yeah, it's look fine. Let me just increase this size to be something like 13, 14, 15. See how's it look? Yeah, 15 is actually quite nice. Cool. So yeah, let me just go ahead, hit control spacebar, bring this once again here, and let me just bring my guide back, control semicolon, and I'm going to place it center here. So I can just go ahead, and I'm going to just place it some around here. There we go. This is actually in complete center. Great. And now control semicolon to hide my guide back, and now you can see control 0. Yeah, you can see now that's look pretty fine here. Great. Let me just bring it down here a little bit. Great. So now that's look really nice. Great. Now what I can do basically here, I can simply get back to here, and now I want to include a simple that this particular rectangle here, but this is gonna be very small here. So control let me just go ahead, control space bar to bring this area here, control semicolon to bring my guide, and I'm going to grab this one, and I'm going to just create a simple here in safe zone area here, and this rectangle I'm going to fill it with this color. So obviously we are using this color here, and there we go. This is fine. Cool. So now let me just hit control 0 and control semicolon to hide my guide, and now you can see here this looks really nice, isn't it? Yeah, that's look really fine for me. So yeah, this is great. And if you want to include your particular contact number, you can just go ahead and easily include it here. That's really gonna be nice. So let me show you how to do that. Well, I get back to here, and you can see actually in Font Awesome cheat sheet, I can search for a phone here. And if you do not familiar with this Font Awesome, actually we have actually installed it while we're designing our business cards. So again, go ahead and watch that movie if you haven't watched it already. So I can just go ahead, grab this particular phone. So I can simply, let me just go ahead and copy. Which one is gonna be nice? What do you think? Well, I think this one is gonna be fine, but we can also include this one. Which one is gonna be nice? So let me just go ahead and grab this one. Right, so this is a plain one. I can just go ahead, get back to here, and let me just go ahead and include it here. What do you think? I can just hold my control and spacebar. I can just go ahead and zoom in here, this one. So there we go. And now I just get back to here, click, let me just bring my guide here, and I'm going to click it somewhere around here. This is actually exact center here. I'm going to just paste it here, and I'm going to search for font awesome. So font awesome, this is, you see, we actually have installed in my PC. I can just go ahead this one, and I can say it's turned into this phone. That's great. Sorry, let me just get back to here. Great. And now what I can do basically, I can just go ahead and easily include any fake phone number. So this is gonna be something like 555 and then 255 and 3562. I know this is completely fake. I'm not going to include any real number here. So yeah, definitely I can just go ahead. Let me just increase this size to be something like a 16 pixel here. And you can see it's actually have a lot of tracking here. I don't want that much tracking here, so let me just decrease this tracking. So I get back to here, and let me just go to character here. Sorry, it's character, and let me just increase tracking to 50 here, and see how it's look. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, that's great. I just go ahead and let me just make this something like a 14 here, and I'm going to just give it a color of this here. So this is going to be completely fine here. Great. And you can see here it's actually not aligning with this one. So what I can do basically, I can just go ahead, copy this one, and I'm going to paste it in separate text type here. So I'm just go ahead, I'm going to just bring it here. Let me just bring this guy over here once again, and I can just go ahead, create simple text here, and I can just simply go ahead, paste it out here. So let me just go ahead and increase it. So there we go. Yeah, I can just go ahead, and there we go. This is the phone number. That's great. Let me just go ahead and give it a space after this one. So there we go, perfect. And I can simply just go ahead and align it some around here. There we go. So you can see this is actually center. So what I need here, I'm not going to do it here. So this is going to be on 5 here. That's great. And now obviously this is nice, so I can just go ahead, grab it here, and let me just go ahead, bring it down here, and I'm going to place it here, right? Cool. So here we go. That's it. So now it's looking really nice. So if I hit Control 0, now you can see there's actually a phone number. So if customer want to contact me, you can just go ahead and easily contact me. Great. So this is how you can actually design letterhead. Let me just go ahead and place here first of all that website name. So Control or simply Control spacebar to just bring this upper part here. And what you can do basically here, you can see this is actually part is actually connected to this one. Let me just bring it a little bit down here. Yeah, that's fine here, and I can just go ahead and grab this one and write here the jsinterview.com, obviously. Great. And I can just go ahead and select all of it, and let me just decrease to be like 11, 10. I guess 10 will be fine, because now I'm going to place it just right here, and I need to be fix it in this particular grid here. So that's fine here. I can just go ahead, let me just see how it's actually look here. So yeah, that's fine. So great, cool. So now if I hit Control 0, now you can see here there's actually our website name. Well, there's a one thing you can do. Actually, you can just go ahead, decrease this font, because this font is look really big. So yeah, let me just go to here, Control spacebar, bring this front here, and let me just go ahead, decrease this fonts to be 11 point here, and let me just bring it down here, and let me just bring it here, and this one is gonna be also 11. So there we go, perfect. Let me just bring it down here. You can just go ahead, and you can see this is actually already 11 here. Let me make it 10 here, and let me just bring it here. There we go, perfect. And fine. If you want, you can just go ahead. Let me just bring it a little bit, even more small here, because this is actually looking really big here. There we go. I place it up here. I can bring this up here. There we go. So it's actually going to stay with this line here. So you can see it's actually staying this line. Let me just make it a little bit small if you want, but it's fine, I guess. Control 0, and you need to make some changes there, obviously. Control semicolon to hide my guide, and you can see, yeah, This looks fine for me. Great. So now you can see this is actually our letterhead. Yeah, cool. So this is really nice here. Great. So now what I can do, basically I can simply just go ahead and hit Control A to copy all of it, and I'm going to paste it here in place. So Control Shift V, and I'm actually going to place it in center here, exactly place. And now I can simply just go ahead and I can get rid of this content area here, and I can just go ahead and hit delete. And if you want to delete this one, you can just go ahead easily delete this one, and even let me just delete all of it here, right? Because we don't need that, so we only need this particular my address, and then here is actually, you know, include your client address, obviously subject and content here, and this is actually also going to be same here. So I'm going to keep all the same thing, which is actually going to be same, and there we go. So this is actually our particular letterhead. This is empty one, and this is actually completed version. Well, there's one more thing, that if you want to include a watermark here, you can just go ahead and include it. And here you can see this is actually center here. So I need to create a simple line here from center. So this is actually center, so I'm going to place it here. And now what I'm going to do, basically I'm going to hold my Shift and L key and I'm going to create a straight line here from this one, from bleed to bleed here. There we go. I'm going to give it a stroke here. So now this is actually my center here. Great. And now that's it. So now what I can do, basically I can simply just go to here, grab this logo once again, hold on my Alt key, going to create a copy, and now I can come to this one here. You can see, let me just go ahead first of all and hold on my Control spacebar to bring this area here, and now I can simply just go ahead and align this logo to the complete center here. Let me just go ahead and hit this one and Control 5 to make it guide here, and now there we go. So now what I can do, basically I can just expand it from here. So hold on your Alt and Shift key and it will going to expand it. It's going to expand from center here, see. And if you do not hold your Alt key, let me show you, if you just hold your Shift key, it's going to expand it like this. I don't want that, right? So Control C to just undo, Shift and Alt to just increase it from center. There we go. And this much big is fine, I guess. Yeah, there we go. This much big is fine. Control 0 to bring this template here, and now I can just go ahead easily decrease opacity to be something like a 15% here. There we go. And now let me just hit outside. You can see there's actually our watermark. That's fine. If you want to decrease it even more, you can just go ahead and decrease it to like 10% here. That's great. But I actually recommend you to just go ahead and actually, you know, keep your like, you know, watermark, I mean opacity to be 20% and actually above, because we actually going to print in our standard printer, or I mean in inkjet printer. So if you decrease it like a lot of opacity, then it's not going to, you know, look really nice when actually get printed out. So just keep 20% and above, so then it's actually going to look really great, right? Great. So now there we go, we have actually done our this particular this empty one, and this is actually our full content version. If you want, you can just go ahead and grab it from here and place it here if you wish, right? So this is actually we need to find it which one actually center here. So you can just go ahead and you can see here there's actually center here. So let me just go ahead and easily, let me just go ahead and grab this particular line here. So Control Z to remove it, and let me just go ahead and remove it, right? I'm just going to bring my this one back, and just go ahead, hit Control C to copy it, and Control Shift P to paste into place here, so you can place it also here. And obviously I can just go ahead, let me now once again convert this into guide here. So Control 5, and this one also Control 5. There we go. And now I can just go ahead, and obviously I'm going to do the same thing here. So here I can just click this one, Shift and Alt here to just increase from center. I just get back to here, this much big, and opacity, let me just increase to be 20% here. Great. There we go. And yeah, Control 0, and you can see here, that's great. Now I can just go ahead and I'm going to make copy of it by holding my Alt key. There we go, copy. I'm going to just come to this one, hit my Control 0, and here you can see here this is actually a guide here. Let me just go ahead, bring it by holding my Control and spacebar. There we go. And now we can see here this is actually our guide. So what I can do, basically here I can simply just bring it from here, and this is actually our center. So I'm just going to place it some around here. Let me just go ahead and hide this one for now. So I can just go to here, let me hide it. So I think this one, right? Let me just hide it. There we go. And now you can see here, actually I'm placing it from here. Great. Now let me get back to here and see. Okay, there we go. So let me just go ahead and let me just bring it up here from this knobs, and there we go, it's now centered. Great, cool. So now that's great. So now what I can do, basically I get back to my original content, I hide it, here we go, I bring it back, and now I can just go to here, control 0, and there we go. So there's actually our watermark, and there's actually, you know, also watermark, but this is actually with content, this is without content here. Now let me just go ahead, hide my guides, and now you can see there's actually our letterhead. Great. So here's our letterhead is ready. Obviously, if you're going to create it for client, you need to create a multiple version of this one, like 2, 3, 4, 5, and then show to your client, see what they like, and then create your particular letterhead based on that. Great. So this is how you can actually design your letterhead. I hope you really like this video. If you have any doubt, any question, let me know in the forum, or you can simply just go to this video, watch it again and again and again, and just drill this into your mind. So thank you so much for joining this movie. See you in the next movie.